to thank Lee. I want to thank my own elected representative, my homeowners president, Steve Wagner, and most especially, of course, I want to thank each and every one of you for taking the time to be here tonight. Somebody said to me earlier today, stay positive. So I'm going to stay positive right from the start by agreeing with my opponent, Mr. Spano. This city is at a crossroads. I don't recall an election in several years that offered the voters such an important and such a clear choice. I agree with him further that the question is, are we going to move this city in a new direction, in a right direction, or are we going to continue the mismanagement and dysfunction that marked this city for so many decades, the 70s, the 80s, into the 90s. Yonkers, unfortunately, but accurately, long had a record and a reputation of dysfunction and, quite candidly, dishonesty. Now, I haven't agreed with everything that has gone on in my 8 years in City Hall. Certainly, if the mayor were here, he could vouch, and many of you know, we've had some pretty strong disagreements. But I do know that the culture of our government, the culture of our politics, are changing, and they have changed for the better. And we cannot afford to go back to the dysfunction and the political mismanagement that marked this city for so long. You have a very limited opportunity, unfortunately, as you make your choice for the next mayor. And I'd like to make a suggestion. You're going to hear tonight, and you're going to hear over the next 3 weeks, a lot about what people propose to do, and that is important, and that is good. But I believe the best measure of what somebody will do if you honor them and trust them with the office of mayor, the best way you can make that judgment is to look at what that person has done, what that person has accomplished, what that person has represented and stood for, because every one of us has served in public office. That, I believe, is the best way to make the judgment. I ask you to consider that tonight. I ask you to consider that for the next 3 weeks, right up until Election Day. Again, I thank you. I thank the league. I look forward to this evening's discussion.